Hey everybody, Karyn Bryant here, and today kicking back with me, I've got the victorious Alexander Hernandez, El Gran Chango, who picked up another knockout at Noche UFC. That's two knockouts in less than a month. Alexander, congratulations. That's pretty amazing.
Thanks. I'm pretty stoked about it. I would have liked to put it together a bit better, but I'm grateful for the outcome. Yeah.
So put what together? The actual performance in the fight against Diego? I mean, because it seemed,
Yeah.
a second round knockout isn't too bad.
No, yeah, I agree. Like I said, the results good and kind of according to plan. I felt like him and Hooper were going to make the same mistakes, and so I kind of liked rolling into the fight um, back to back because I felt like Hooper was going to be young and overzealous and step in too eagerly, almost whether it's just kind of out of like anxiousness or just like a need to create action. He was going to overextend himself, and I felt like Diego maybe even potentially underestimating me or um, being overly eager to make it a brawl would also have kind of clunky feet and step in, and that they again would kind of make similar mistakes, and that did go pretty according to plan. But on the Diego front, I said this earlier. I felt like I was kind of overthinking and under initiating, and I just a few moments, being critical. If I were to, which I am, if I were to be critical, I would say I would have liked to pull the trigger a little quicker on some things. Like apologize for this truck really quick driving by.
It's okay.
Um, but being the first to fire and then pulling him out and then just being a little quick on that secondary attack. And then just kind of chaining a few things together that I felt like I could have exploited him on. I was just sequencing a few things together better, just kind of chaining some things together. There's a lot of things that I would have liked to just exploit and just demonstrate better. And so yeah, I kind of feel a little particular about the performance.
I get that, but it's interesting because you just said the fact that you're critical, and you're a less critical guy now, right? We were talking about this on the broadcast. How some of the things you said before this fight, where you were training more intentionally, and you used to be so obsessive about it. I remember when I first talked to Jason House about you years ago. You lived and breathed it all day, nonstop. He talked about the tennis balls you had hanging in the house, and you were just constantly training, and that your mindset nowadays seems to be a little bit different. You still sound critical, but what has shifted in terms of your approach to the actual fighting?
Yeah, I try to, I think even like maybe even being critical in the outcome is that, I'm sorry, not in the outcome, just in the performance itself, is that I really try to almost surrender the outcome, like have this like no ego, no expectation, just surrender the outcome and really just pour myself out in the performance. And so if I felt like if I didn't do that, then I'm going to be a little disappointed. And I feel like I could have poured myself into that better. And and nowadays, just in the that's kind of the mental approach. On the physical side, just trying to be more intentional in the way that we train. Um, Especially being at our last gym, it was like we're doing so much extra work, like just superfluous work that was it was almost just like grind you down, gritty. And then afterwards, I felt like I was having to go to all these other gyms to get the technical side of things in, and I was overcompensating and really kind of running myself down, trying to hit all these practices. Now with the boys, we have like really intentional strategic practices, and then kind of like another session just for some creativity, and then I wind it down. Like I do less now than I ever did before. I'd say training wise, perch right here. Um, and it's cool. Like I'll go for like an evening walk instead of like hitting another session. Especially in camp, just to get the nervous system to calm down. So like I just feel like we're way more intentional and strategic now, and that's really what's like coming together in like the last couple of performances and just being so strategic.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And you had Brandon Royval in your corner, so he's one of the guys that you mainly train with now still, that you guys used to train together, and kind of he's one of the dudes that's still with you though. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Me, Brandon, and Clay,
Yeah.
kind of like the founding fathers over there.
So if you could, Alexander, could you just take me through the timeline of you knocking out Chase Hooper and deciding that it was cool for you to just fight a couple weeks later at home in San Antonio?
Yeah. So before we even left the building on in Chicago, they were
Mm-hmm.
already proposing the San Antonio option. Just I guess for me calling it in the cage, and Ferreira was of course supposed to fight Bobby Green that night,
Yep.
or yeah, and Green injured his knee somehow during the week, and so I was like, we were like, okay, yeah, we probably did. Let's just get back to the hotel, kind of settle
Yeah.
down for a second. I was like, just give me a realistic day. Just give me a realistic day.
Right.
And so I didn't think about it all the next day. And then the next morning I woke up and I was like, oh, I've got to do this. It's just seizing the moment, seizing an opportunity. I haven't had opportunities like this in a really long time. And I haven't had the chance to really, as trite as it sounds, dare so greatly in a while. Try to be bold. And so, um, the unfortunate part was there was really no downtime to like cool off. I'm like I said, I can overthink and be kind of nutty. So,
Yeah.
um, not really getting any time to cool. It was like I'm already getting revved up again for the next fight because it's 4 weeks away. And so, uh, yeah, I got home. I don't sleep. That was actually probably. I mean, this is a pretty low point of, I guess, in my nervous system over the last 30 days. Been kind of crazy. Going into that Chicago fight, um, wildly spent by the time it was all over, and you don't really sleep the night of the fight because you're just kind of wiry. The day after, sometimes it takes me a couple nights to really get down, and
Mm-hmm.
so that third day I get back home, and I remember just kind of being up staring at my ceiling, like, fuck, we're about to do this again. And like, I, I just, I don't know, I just felt so honestly, so redlined over the last 30 days.
Yeah.
And, yeah, just kind of stay skinny, which also keeps that nervous system kind of running, keeps your
Mm-hmm.
adrenals high. And so, just went right back to dieting, stayed skinny. I actually kicked coffee, haven't had any caffeine, um, because I already just felt like I had too much cortisol and high
Operating.
adrenals.
Yeah.
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 And so got rid of caffeine, no herb or anything, getting ready for Texas. And that was kind of the coolest part, was just being so detox going into this fight.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I kind of had a pretty cool baseline for myself, like a state of neutrality that was pretty cool. But I also just felt like, yeah, just a little too redline for too long. And so
Yeah.
I'm excited just to get some rest. Yeah, honestly.
Nice. Well, and it kind of in a way is reminiscent of how when you first started in the UFC, right? You're kind of on a tear right away,
Yeah.
and you had a lot of success, but then maybe that led to some burnout, and then you had to kind of recognize that you shouldn't do that much all the time.
Yeah. I would say so. Just on
Yeah.
yeah, kind of the way I was approaching it, just yeah, on the training end. But man,
Yeah.
I am excited though. So I would like to get some things healed. I've had some like ongoing disc issues in my neck, a couple herniations that really
Yeah.
flared up for the Hollowbow fight, and then just being in camp so long now are
Right.
really irritating me now, and kind of difficult in the last fight. And so I really want to keep like the iron hot. I just want to
Yeah.
try to clean this up a little bit. It's going to be like an ongoing life thing, just neck shit. I think we all probably get
Yeah.
some neck shit. Um, but I don't know. Chandler Call is pretty sexy. Try to get that going maybe in 2026. And
Yes.
and if there's something opportunistic along the way, I'm down to jump in on it.
Yeah, nice. So that's what I was going to ask, because you dabbled at featherweight, but look, you're on a 4 fight tear now at lightweight, and it feels like, are we? Can we just plan for you to just stay here now at 55?
Yeah, 1,000%, man. That 45 shit was nutty, and yeah, regretful. If I could go back, yeah, I would have taken a few less L's there for sure.
Sorry, you regret the losses, or you regret just the time of dabbling there because it took you away from 55?
Well, I certainly regret the losses for sure.
Yeah.
Some of the stupidest losses in my life at that record or at that weight class. Um, do I regret the entire experience? No. Like certainly the first 45 fight, no. The last one, fuck, that was just terrible. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's something to it. It was extreme and difficult,
Hmm.
and coming back up to 55, it kind of helped almost slingshot my body, but also just kind of give me the confidence of where I am sitting now. Because I
Okay.
just felt like such an in betweener. I don't feel like that anymore. I feel like I can confidently just be a 55 now.
Hmm.
Um, but no, yeah, I do regret. It was just like it was so hard, and I did it, and then I
Yeah.
thought, God, I really could have should have done better, and it was almost the that was almost the driving force every time. Was like,
Ah,
oh, I could have won, but this happened, so let me go make it better. Let me go make it right. Or
right.
this is kind of injured, so let me go make this right. It just felt like it was like right there every time, and I just
Yeah.
wanted it. But no, it was kind of a. Yeah, I wish I just ran with the 55 after the Miller experience. I did the first 45, and I wish when I took the short nose Miller, I just stayed at 55
Yeah.
from there. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. You're a guy that likes to challenge yourself, but you've learned some lessons from that. So yeah. So if we're at 55, Chandler's an option, you think?
I think it could be. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm only half the party, so. Yeah, but I think I think it should be.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, you're a guy now that once again, everybody's going to kind of be mindful of two knockouts in a row, 4-fight win streak. That division is very talent rich. If it isn't Michael, what else are you thinking? I mean, are you a guy that obsesses about the rest of the division and looks at the rankings and stuff like that? Do you care? Do you worry too much about that, or do you let other people think about it?
It depends. I've been lately no. It's only just I've just been taking it fight by fight, honestly,
Yeah,
and I'm still kind of just doing that in regards of what makes sense. If there's a good
yeah.
opportunity or a good match or something falls through. I would love to step in on something falling through also. And right now, I'm really just trying to just to like approach my health,
Hmm.
clean up the neck, reset the nervous system, and if something sweet comes along, then I just want to be ready for it.
Nice. And before I let you go, I do have to ask about it because it was a lot of fun introducing you as El Gran Chango
Yeah, I
instead
love
of
it.
the
Yeah,
Great Ape.
yeah.
Noche UFC, obviously a really big deal. A guy named Alexander Hernandez fighting in his hometown in San Antonio. What was that experience like, and how did the whole Noche tone of the evening affect you as you were walking out and just your whole experience that night?
It was good.
Yeah,
I mean, it's great. It's great to be able to
yeah,
do it in the hometown and everything. And the Noche experience was really fun. Like we had a ton of fun the
hmm,
whole week doing little
yeah,
Noche gimmicks. We had the luchador mask on, and
yeah,
and
yeah,
we were playing around that whole week. And so uh, I love a theme, and God, you get Brandon a prop, and that kid goes nuts. So it's pretty fun, just like playing around him and Luis,
yeah,
yeah, just the whole experience was awesome. I really
yeah.
dug it. It was really cool, like even at weigh-ins, being in the back and like hearing the mariachis play and like the
Hmm.
crowds going crazy. Just the build up for it was a ton of fun. The experience walking out and having the home crowd support is cool. I don't
Yeah.
I don't I don't get too wrapped up in either way. I've been on plenty of booze and I've been on some good cheers also, and so
Hmm.
uh, I try to stay pretty neutral on it, but it was good. I was definitely happy to wrap it up. It's funny. It doesn't matter where you're at. It feels like home when you get a knockout. So it was cool to have the arena performance twice in 1 month.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations to you. Yeah, it's pretty spectacular. And as you said, you've been in some big moments. If you had to kind of list a couple of your favorite moments, like top two or three moments that you've had in the UFC so far, what would they be?
Um, I would say the Dariush is always going to be just the craziest. It was the most surreal first time. That'll always
Yeah.
be the greatest moment of all time. uh, the next. One might be the Hooper one,
Okay.
just because it was just a good like 3 or 4 to 1 dog. Go fuck yourself. So that was just that was just crazy, and Chicago's sick, so that was a pretty fun.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah. Okay. So you got a little chip on your shoulder there when you see those odds, huh? A little bit.
Yeah. It's nuts. That's nuts. Yeah, that's
Nice.
crazy.
Well, you sure did show them. So there you go. Well,
Yeah.
listen, I'm sorry to take you out of your ice bath. I do
No,
appreciate.
I appreciate your time and everything. Thanks for the interest.
Yeah, you know what? You're great, and it's I feel like we've really seen you mature in the UFC. I mean, you came in great. You made such an impact, and I feel like there was one time, I think it was either after the Cowboy fight or something, where you were really present about who you were. You were really candid about, like, I was thinking this before the fight, and now I think this. Like, I don't know. People aren't as always as honest as you are, and I do
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Sometimes they're dead friends. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even know why I fucking did this interview today, dude. That was a little too transparent. I almost like rather
Right?
just wait till I was feeling a little more golden to sell, to share. But
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be good, I guess, yeah, hopefully, I don't know, maybe
It's good.
connect with
I think it
connect with
makes people connect to you
something.
more, and I think it makes other fighters respect you more too. And I think having some transparency to this is important. I think you know the the real truth, what's going on, and you guys get in your heads. You guys get hurt. You get this. You get that. I think the more truthful you are about it, the better. But that's just me.
Thank you. Oh, you know what I'll say? Well, thank you very much for that. And I'll say this too. Actually, probably one of the most meaningful wins was Miller. That was actually, it wasn't as showy, but it was probably one of the most touching wins of my career. Actually, it was like a real turn the corner kind of moment, and a really big moment to show myself something. So that honestly is kind of, yeah, that's up there. I think.
Nice, nice. Well, and against
Mm.
such a great opponent too. So
Yeah, exactly.
all of them. So, all right, well, cool. Well, listen, I appreciate your time. And so we probably would see you maybe first quarter. I don't know. You would try to sneak one into December,
Yeah. That'd
depending
be
on how your
cool.
neck
That'd be
is.
cool. I mean, yeah, again, yeah,
Yeah.
if the juice is worth the squeeze, and yeah, maybe end of the year. But yeah, I'd like to talk to you again for sure by first quarter.
Awesome, awesome. Well, looking forward to it, and
All right,
congratulations,
KB.
4 fight win streak. And listen, you just keep you deliver. You're an exciting fighter, and everybody knows it. So you're must see TV, Alexander. Thanks so much for kicking back today, and heal up fast. I hope to see you soon.
Appreciate you, the moon. Later, girl.
Okay.